Hi, welcome to Kumar's biology class. Today we are going to look at what is biology and what are the different topics we are going to study in biology. For this should be taking notes and you should have 2 index cards for your new vocabulary word for the day. So starting with what is biology. You might know biology is the study of life. So when we are talking about biology, it's the study of life, and I can't imagine more interesting than life. If I'm talking about life, I'm not only talking about us as human beings, but also I'm talking about plants and bacteria. So how do we start off with inanimate molecules and atoms? Inanimate, that's a big word, and it's going to be your first word for your vocabulary index card. So you can pause the video and can write down your first word that is inanimate. It's I-N-A-N-I-M-A-T, inanimate. And that means non-living. So how do we start off with inanimate molecule and atoms? So the story of life starts from this guy, which is a DNA molecule. It's deoxyribose nucleic acid. We are going to study about this DNA molecule more in detail when we are going to study about cell structure and genetics. We get the complexity of living things. You can ask what makes something living? And living things convert the energy from one form to another. So you can always wonder from where do we get this energy? So we get this energy when we eat food. And how does the food gives us energy? Because it gets converted into energy packets which are called as ATP, adenosine triphosphate. So as a living being or living things, we use the energy for different things, like we use the energy to grow, that is for growth. We use the energy to have a change and to reproduce. So we are going to use the energy for growth, change, and reproduction. So it's a really fascinating question. How do we do these things? So we are going to study all these things in biology class. The very interesting question in biology we always think of is how do even the life emerge? We are going to answer these fundamental questions when we are going to study biology. So interesting thing like energy and its role of energy in life, role of DNA in reproduction. We are going to study about cell, its basic structures, and it's a building block of life. So when we are talking about cells, these are really big as compared to the atoms. So if you're looking at these yellow guys in the corner, these are some of the viruses, and specifically you're talking about HIV virus, and these are emerging from the immune cells. So you can see these yellow big things, these are the immune cells, and if you compare the size of immune cell with these HIV viruses, you can imagine that how big these are as compared to these HIV viruses. Or rather you can say that HIV viruses, how small they are as compared to the immune cells. So we are going to study about all these viruses also, and the virus reproduce and evolve. They don't have a metabolism, and they necessarily not use energy as we do. So these are some of the interesting facts about the viruses. So how do the life evolve? We are going to study in evolution. That is one of the major topics we are going to cover in biology. So if you're talking about biology, it's a vast subject, and looking upon biology, that biology is on the top of all those subjects. Like biology is on top of chemistry, and it also on the top of physics, and it's also connected to maths. So studying biology, the various concepts are connected to these subjects like chemistry, physics, and even maths. So in 100 years, we are just starting to scratch the surface of biology. So in biology, we are going to answer fascinating and deeper questions, and it's going to be really interesting. Hopefully you enjoy this, and it is going to be one of the most fascinating courses in the high school.